To everyone at home who dreams of being a superstar DJ, it's time to dream bigger. With FUSER, now anyone, yeah anyone, can be a DJ.
All right, everybody, what is up? It's your girl, DJ Z.O.E, and I'm with a very special guest that we have here today. Everybody say hey to Pooja, who is with us on today's FUSER session. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Hi, guys. Hi, Zoe. I'm stoked to be here, honestly, especially after, you guys were really nice to invite me to play against Diplo. I was like, I have to play against Zoe. You were the one who originally taught me how to play this game. So I'm stoked to really be here and play this game with all of you guys.
That's true. We go way back. We were actually talking about this just the other day, that we've played FUSER together for quite some time now. We spoke way back, don't even know what that was, like June maybe? June, May, something like that. Sometime like that. We talked again when you were doing the Diplo event, which you of course crushed it in, one of the crowd favorites. And now we're back at it again on the FUSER sessions. You've been hanging out with us here almost every single week. I think people have been seeing you in the chat. So it's nice to have a familiar face and somebody around who I'm super pumped to play FUSER with.
Yeah, I'm stoked. Yeah.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself first? Because you not only are a FUSER player and like avid community member, but you are actually a festival expert in your own right. You know quite a bit about music festivals, and it's a pretty big passion of yours, right?
Yeah. So I'm like ultimately like the ultimate festival nerd. So a couple years ago, me and some other people I knew bought this it's almost like Netflix for festivals. You paid one price and it got you to pretty much every major festival in the United States. So I just sent it. I was like, I'm going to travel the country, attend all these music festivals, meet my friends in different, make friends and meet friends in different states. And then I've collected all of my festival wristbands since then. It's sort of
oh my God, that's what those are framed behind you. Wow.
All my wristbands, between, being they're all different depending on the festival, but that's like my memento. And then this behind me too is all lanyards.
Wow.
Since that's the thing I collect from festivals is lanyards.
Yeah, I see a lot of those VIP on there. It looks like you've been around the block a couple times.
You also get old. Guys, I'm not as young as I look. I'm just a kid at heart, but I'm older, So part of the whole VIP thing is just it's a little bit less people, but now that there's the pandemic, I'm like, oh, I miss people.
Right. 100%. I mean, we were talking literally earlier this evening just about how much we both love live music and my poor and we also talked about how we're both very emotional people. So, when I say my fragile heart, I really mean my fragile heart. I miss that energy of being with other people and just enjoying live music and living in that moment together. But of course, it led to a conversation about how we're grateful we have FUSER to at least satisfy that to some level, where maybe I can't go to whatever festival of my choosing, but I can at least get a little bit of the shared music experience in my own house, which thank God for that.
For sure. And I think the biggest thing is I missed music festivals was how I discovered music. I don't really listen to it. Honestly, I'm a huge dance music fan. You know that. Obviously, I go to festivals. Most of them are what I wouldn't consider them raves nowadays, because if you use the word rave, people think illegal. They're completely legal. They're completely safe. But they're, electronic dance music festivals. So it's more that EDM dance music.
Mm-hmm.
And I would discover new music through festivals because that type of music isn't necessarily so popular on the radio.
Right.
And so I was missing discovering new music. And so this game was really good just because I got introduced to a ton of new music at once. And then being able to experiment with it is just an icing on the cake, really.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it is interesting. You're somebody with such close proximity to music festivals, but that doesn't necessarily mean you want to jump into Ableton and spend, 200 hours mastering this craft. But to be able to get that very tangible, very visceral feeling of mixing music and actually creating is really cool with somebody who obviously knows as much as you do, but maybe don't have super technical skills to bring your own creations to life.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that's cool is I like the community aspect, because I think music and being a DJ on your own is actually very lonely. You don't always get feedback on your mixes. You don't know who to reach out to if you're bothering people.
Totally.
Or if you're, harassing people. Here, it's like, I feel genuinely like the people that I'm interacting with in the FUSER community want to be interacting with me because we're all here for the same love of the game and the same love of the music.
No, you're 100% spot on.
Yeah.
Which,
that's
like,
the other big fun to do it this way.
Right.
It's way more fun this way.
To that point, like, shout out to the community. Happy that y'all are here spending today with us. I know that there's a lot of stuff going on this evening, a lot of events you could be tuned into, but we're grateful that you're here hanging out with me and Pooja today. So we're going to go over some stuff. I think one of the things I'm most excited about is having a buddy on stream with me that I can evaluate mixes with, because it's always super fascinating to find out how different people approach FUSER, right? So, like, I obviously have we were talking about this yesterday, that, like, if it's my crate, hot stuff is in there, it's going to be R&B heavy, DMX is coming with me, and it's like, you obviously gravitate more towards the EDM and dance music, which is, like, amazing, because you and I make totally different mixes, but, like, I dance to both of them. So I'm super fascinated to see what your perspective is on some of the mixes we'll be watching, and I definitely want to watch a few of yours as well, because I took a sneak peek at some of those earlier, and I'm pretty excited to share them with everybody else. But before we get to that, I know that there are a lot of people in this chat right now who are curious about an announcement we, like, literally just made on socials, which is that a patch is coming to FUSER and as early as tomorrow. And there are some super, super, super exciting updates within that, including more options for how you facilitate a co-op freestyle session. So you're going to be able to select how many rounds you go and how long your sessions are, as well as how many rounds you go before you get back into the lobby. So we've seen, Pooja, I'm sure you have too, because you've been, all over the FUSER socials. We've seen a lot of requests coming from the community, let's say, that y'all want some more freedom with what your co-op freestyle sessions look like. And we listened, and our devs have been working their butts off to get this update to you. So that is coming soon, in addition to a ton of other different bug fixes, some different issues that have been brought to our attention by the community, as well as our own QA team. And so there is a patch coming to FUSER, like I said, as early as tomorrow. So stay tuned to @FuserGame on our socials, on the blog, everywhere. We'll be publishing some patch notes so y'all can see exactly what to expect with that update. But I know that all of you are most excited about this co-op session control that you'll finally be able to have. Because I think, Pooja, most people that play FUSER are kind of like me. We're like, because we've been able to be so creative, I'm greedy. I want to do everything exactly how I want to do it. Right. And, like, I say this all the time, but I'll be in missions and it'll be like, drop this track. And I'm like, no, I'm building a story here. I'm doing this over here. But, like, it's like, oh, right, you're not in freestyle, because I just play so much of that now. But I definitely understand, like, co-op freestyle, when you can actually determine, like, if you just want to stay in there for hours and keep passing back and forth a mix, or going longer than 32 bars, that makes perfect sense for something that gives you a little bit more freedom. So we heard you. It's coming.
And it kind of emulates, like, the whole back-to-back concept that's really popular in dance music, because you'll see a lot of DJs that play, like X DJ, back-to-back X DJ. And that's what they do, is they're swapping between, like, every couple bars, they swap off.
100%.
They're doing a mix together. So it emulates that feeling of playing with their friends back-to-back if all of you are DJs.
Right.
It's like, what is it, DJ Z.O.E. back-to-back, Pooja on the beat.
Right,
which,
yes.
By the way, I'm looking for new names. So leave them in the chat.
You know what?
Think of anything.
You're in the perfect place to ask. Last week when I was asking people for new names, they brought the heat. I think we got the notorious Z.O.E., one of my favorites, Lil Z.O.E. Obviously I'm already DJ Z.O.E., DJ Z.Z., et cetera, because it goes on and on. But, like, these are some creative cats. So, like,
it's also, like, easier with the Z. Like, Pooja and Shaw. Like, I was gonna go by DJ Shenanigans, because, like, I love the Shenanigans, and that's my vibe. But I like Pooja on the beat just because, like, it's like heavy. It's like a nice heavy name. I'm pretty sure, like, it's similar to Murder on the beat, and, like, DJ Murder is my jam. Like, that was one of my favorite,
do you see the happy hour?
Yeah, one of my favorite happy hours is Murder.
Amazing.
Oh my god,
absolutely amazing.
Pooja
Bear, okay, Pooja Bear, P Diddy. I don't know. I think I've heard somebody else has that name. I've heard of an artist like that.
Did he change his name multiple times, or is that Snoop Dogg?
That's both of them. There was Diddy, there was P Diddy, there's Puff Daddy, right? But Snoop's been on that way for a minute. We had Snoop Lion, we had Snoop Dogg, there was a whole slew of it. So, I mean, I like every version of Snoop Dogg, so, like, call yourself whatever you want. I'm a fan till I die, man. Like, that's my dog. Like, But yes, we got some other names coming. I'm sure some people, DJ Pooja, that's a fair one. DJ Jones too. What's up? Good to see you. Good to see all these friends who are back in chat, hanging out with us again. Y'all rock. But yes, let's get into some music. Oh, I almost forgot. Another thing that will be coming with the patch is some free holiday cosmetic content. So we'll be giving away some different stage effects for your stage kit that'll get you in the cheery holiday season. So be on the lookout for this patch coming your way. And like I said, a ton of other fixes and adjustments that'll be coming in. And keep in tune with our socials for those patch notes that'll be coming. Join the Harmonix Discord. Get into the FUSER channels because there's tons of information that'll be coming your way very shortly. But I'm ready to stop talking and just hop right into FUSER because, like, you know why they're here. You know what the people want. All right, let me go actually back to this menu because I want to actually take some time and go in, like I said, and evaluate some mixes.
I like Pooja rule. Get it?
We were just talking about actually the other day the ideal Ja Rule songs that we would add to FUSER. Like, I'm a fan. There's a few songs that I'd love to see in there. But yeah, I think that's a good one. I'm with that. All right, let's see. I know I follow you. Let's see where you are. Here we go. So I'm going to head to your profile. Also, everybody watching, know that we are going to actually be doing a co-op freestyle session with anybody who wants to join. So if you want to do that, be sure to either add Pooja or myself because we can both invite you to a private freestyle session. So we'll go ahead and listen to some mixes, but be sure if you don't already to follow Pooja right here and make sure to follow me as well. Yes, Basra Khan, because I'll hop into a session later and we can all play a little bit together. But first, I want to talk a little bit about some events and look at how you've been active in FUSER because I see you've got a few different mixes in here and I believe that a couple of these were actually for the social events.
Yeah, some of them were. So I've done every social event so far and I really like them because I'm somebody who, even though I like full creative freedom, it's kind of nice to be set up with a challenge. So the synth one was pretty challenging just because like that in and of itself is like, for like someone who likes EDM like me, like I made something, you guys will see it, not like
okay, exactly. I need to play that one because I love it. Y'all, this is one of her submissions for the Synth Bells event, so like, take a listen. The gentle on my mind bass line, it never disappoints.
Yeah, I love it, it's so cute. I know the point of the event was to use the synth bells, but also was to be ambient. And I know, I guess adding in vocals isn't really ambient, but there was something about like those vocals that I thought gave it that, felt like right with the vibe. So I guess like
100%.
Something like ambient, but definitely I wanted to use the synth bells creatively.
I think that it's just like, I don't want to say gentle because it seems like an obvious answer, but like the message is almost just like so wholesome that it lightens everything and there's so much space in the lyrics. It's not like super fast, there's not a ton of words, it's just softly spoken.
Yeah, like I wanted to be really cute. I guess that's what I was going for, is that like soft, cute aesthetic or feeling.
Yes, and the way to bring back that disc that you introed it with. I think that's an awesome thing to talk about right now because you and I had a pretty interesting conversation about this just the other day, that we all build music differently, right? So what I think about when I'm making a mix versus what you're thinking about are two completely different things, but there's some things that you can do that are pretty static, that sort of stay the same and are consistently reliable ways to tell a musical story. And one of them is introducing themes and then bringing them back in at later points in the mix, right? So you actually had an interesting point that I'll let you talk about, that you saw a lot of people who wanted to participate in the event but weren't sure really how to incorporate certain instruments or how to incorporate synth bells or how to make it a full picture versus just 4 discs that sit on the deck and never change. But a really, an easy strategy for that is introduce something right at the top, take it out smooth, and then bring it right back in at the end. And that's like a nice full circle moment, Yeah,
that's what I did with the bells too, is because sometimes playing with the instruments live, there's a lot of pressure in it, and I understand that, right? So you want to have them cued maybe before you start recording your mix, so that way when you start with the bells already in there, already in a loop, or already in like a nice little sound that you've played around with. And that's what I did with mine, is I had the two different versions of the synth bells looping at the beginning because I had already played around with them a little bit.
Right. I mean, that's a huge part of it. Planning versus going in cold, which like sometimes is a great challenge, right? Like what can I come up with right off the dome? But actually taking your time and thinking like, okay, I know exactly what I need to do, which is have an ambient vibe and use this instrument. You can spend 6 days out of the 7 days you have to submit your mix practicing until you have something exactly how you want it, and then submit that for evaluation.
That being said, I don't necessarily do that because I like guys, I'm not a planner, I swear. I like playing just like organically. Because I guess for me that's the most fun is like figuring it out on the fly.
All right, let's watch this other synth bell. You love that Street Fighter Tango track. I feel that. I'm the same way.
Yeah. Usually the way I build my sets is I have like 1 or 2 discs and then I build onto it. I'm also a big fan of playing with volume control because I don't like things too loud. Like the Yo Ferrero Soda, like that synth is really loud.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. I love when you don't build into 4 discs right off the top, right? Like you said, starting with 2 discs and sort of building slowly, but there's something so satisfying, like the idea that like less is more. That I love all the time. Like I love filling up some space, but when you can actually let the mix breathe, bring that joint back, yes!
And I just played with it like live and I liked it, so I threw it in there. And that's what I mean by I did this one just kind of on my own and felt it.
Yeah, that gets a big fat heart from me. No, I absolutely love that. I want to actually spend some time and go in and see what other people are doing, just sort of see what other people are having on the event. Somebody actually had a suggestion in chat, which I absolutely love, that can we suggest mixes for evaluation? Yes, 100%. Go ahead and just drop in the chat, whether you're watching on Twitch or on the FUSER Game Twitch, on the Harmonix Twitch, on Facebook or on YouTube. If you have a mix that you submitted that you like and you'd want us to evaluate live on stream, go ahead and submit right here in chat what you want us to listen to, and I'll go ahead and take some time to find it. In the meantime, I'm going to go into social and evaluate some mixes because I want to see what other people are doing for giving me chills. I voted on a few of these now, but I'm going to evaluate a couple more. And Pooja, I would love your input on some of these if you don't mind.
Yeah. Nerdcore had a question, and it was, how did I get around the rewind clearing your cues? I tried to be very specific about my rewinds, and honestly, it was a pain, but I actually just redid my cues. Like I would read through, I tried to memorize the loop, and if it cleared the loop in my cue, then I would just redo the loop and drop it again. So I play on a PC because the mouse is pretty fast for Steam. Yeah. So that's how I do it. But I'm sure there's other ways to do it, but that's just the way I do it.
Totally.
And it's just being very slow about when you rewind, only rewinding like by one drop before it.
Oh man, that's gotten me before. I had something I really liked and just got like trigger happy and ruined it, and I was so mad.
Yeah, I've been there.
Ooh, that was a smooth synth bells drop.
Yeah.
That makes sense. With espresso, like, of course it is.
That's the thing. Is it really ambient if you use espresso? I don't know.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I mean...
Well, mine wasn't ambient either, so...
I love it, though. Like, this is a...
Yeah.
Yes! With those super high Harry Styles vocals, like... That's climactic, and that came right at the perfect time, right in the fat middle of the mix.
I like the use of the bell.
Yeah. I want to see how it ends before I make my commentary, actually.
Okay.
All right, I've got some thoughts. Pooja, I want to hear yours first, though.
I kind of said my thoughts. I liked it. It was cute. Like I don't have too much other feedback. I don't know. I feel like the synth bells is just like a cute noise.
I'm the same way. Synth bells and like vibraphone, just good vibes. Good vibes. Yeah. I'm dead. But I
really like I love espresso. Like I would go running to that in the morning every morning. I don't go running, but I would go running.
But that song could do it.
Yeah, let Duncan do it. Like, there's something about it that makes you feel very powerful.
Yes, I love that they put that song in, and Espresso is like a heavier, like, it's got a little grit to it, and the fact that they juxtapose it with like a super light sounding instrument like synth bells was just like satisfying to listen to. The other thing I loved is that they brought those bass horns out right at the end, so you have a chance to breathe, and then you end super heavy right back into that groove. The other thing that I really like, actually, is the fact that they kept those synth bells in. They built to it and then kept them in because, like, you know, maybe I've been watching too many cooking shows, but it's like, if a chef tells you that you need to make a dish with zucchini, you should be able to taste the zucchini. Like, it's about the zucchini, you know what I mean? And it's the same thing with this, that, like, this truly was a synth bells feature. So this person gets an upvote from me, and let's go ahead and listen to another mix. After we listen to this, I've got a couple people in chat that gave me names of their mixes, so I'm going to go ahead and try to look at those, and we can give some feedback live. All right, don't be afraid to drop some feedback in chat either. Just remember that there's absolutely no hate speech, and it's good vibes only. We want constructive criticism, and, like, let's be kind, obviously. Let's be kind, obviously. Okay, this person's like winning for me already. First of all, they use Back to Boston, which is one of my favorite tracks that's in game. They also are using deck controls like fade in and fade out. They use audio effects on both of these tracks to make them sound different about the jump. Like, this is a big ol' win in my eyes.
This is a really specific, like, it's very intricate.
Ambient too.
Yeah, and it's actually ambient. Like, it's actually ambient. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even need to wait. I know that this person gets an upvote from me. I really like this vibe.
And I like their avatar. I like the little alien, the helmet. For me, I get afraid to put on, like, those kinds of costumes, because I think it's like, that's the nice thing about this game, right, is you can, like, do it without actually having to do it, put it on yourself as, like, a person. You can see what you would look like as a DJ with those things. But I liked it, like the helmet, and I think that's the one you get for beating the whole game, too. I think that's the final boss prize.
Yeah, and I mean, like, people cannot forget how important the aesthetic is. Like, dress well, play well, you know? Like, I can't tell you how many times that I go into a mix, and the first thing I notice is what their outfit is, and I'll like or upvote a mix because their avatar is so fire that, like, I'm a fan no matter what.
And then you can also choose the energy level of your avatar, too. So, like, having a good personality, like, all that stuff is within the like customization parts of the game. You can like choose how much it dances and how much like energy it has. That's really nice too.
Yeah, 100%. Which, like, you know, I think I always go with like the most hype one. I just like, I want my avatar to be hype, and I want them to do the splits or something. All right, so we've got somebody on stream that wants us to look at their mix called What's That Flavor by Alan Ruck. So we're going to go ahead and go over this and evaluate. I'd love to see some commentary in chat, but again, remember, good vibes only, no hate speech, no cruelty, but feel free to give some constructive criticism or ask questions. Like, I've learned a lot from Pooja already. Like, I imagine, I love the dance move too. I imagine if we asked, we could get some good feedback from people.
Relationships really gets me down. I see nothing wrong.
Yes.
I like that they did one element at a time. I like that. I'm a fan of that. I don't like the changing it all up at once thing.
Love the sine bass. That is always a good choice to me. I also love, and this is like maybe a little nerdy, but I love when people mix rock with R&B, because like they're such similar genres that have so many similar roots. So like when you do merge those things, of course it sounds good, because in a lot of ways that's the original rock. So like, oh ooh, yes!
That was good. I like Won't There It Is. That's a bop. Every time.
Yeah, oh, 100%. I had listened to it before, but I was just listening to it like as a single, and I was like, wow, I forgot that I really love this song. And then I started mixing with other stuff, and I was like, who knew that Whoop There It Is makes every other song better? Like, I never really would have guessed that one. That one was killing. I think that was a great mix. I honestly don't know how much creative or constructive criticism I even have to offer. I think the only thing I would say is I think the very first drop of My Prerogative was like a millisecond away from the downbeat, and that's literally the only thing I could say to make it stronger, because like the vibe was there stylistically. It had so many different genres that sounded great together. The sign that you brought in with the bass and then brought the vocals back in to connect it all together, like that was fire. Alan, that was great. Everybody go follow Alan Ruck 5462 for some fire.
That was good.
All right, let's see. We've got some other people in chat who gave me their usernames. Please forgive my horrible typing right now. It's hard to do it with my left hand, which I've been telling people, like, apparently I've never used in my life before, because it's embarrassing how little I can do with it. Let's see. I don't want to be missing anybody, so I'm going to go up top. See if we've got, oh, okay. We've got Adore You by Jacob. Okay. Let's go ahead. All right, well, I can't find that one, but maybe I can find, oh. No. All right. Let's see if I can find someone else. CTTS Jacob, if you want to just go ahead and send me the number after your username as well, I think I should be able to find you, no problem. All right, we've got Ice Cream Man's here, looking for some usernames. Boom, here we go. We've got No Life. Sure. 8258. Maybe we'll find you this way. Yes, excellent. All right, I found you. All right, already love the avatar. These are some of my favorite pants. I don't know, Pooja, if you found your like go-to outfits, but these pants are, I think my avatar might be wearing them right now. Yeah.
Yeah, those are a good pair of joggers or jeans or whatever they are. They look comfortable.
Yeah. I would, yeah, that's like a nice thing that like you can wear to a festival. It's rugged. You can get it dirty and like come home, wash it, and it'll last, unlike other clothes I've brought that I've never been able to wear again.
When it's over.
Oh my God, and the avatar is even different here, and I love it. Wow.
I like the starting with the 8-bit drums once they're in.
Ah!
Yeah! Okay, yeah. I love dub bass.
Yes, same. 2 different synth bells. Yes, it's precisely.
Ooh.
Yeah, that swap key is clutch, dude.
Yeah. I like the name of this one too. 8-bit boss battle.
Yes.
I feel it.
Yes.
I feel
100%.
like it's in a boss battle in a video game. Like if that's the aesthetic or the vibe you were going for, good job, No Life Chester.
Yeah, I really quite like that one, especially because like it started off ambient and picked up so much steam, but the vibe was still chill. It wasn't at like 1,000 beats per minute. It was like still pretty like laid back, and it was exactly, DanFan69 said it, nice EDM sound, like just like, especially that use of the disc swapping where you have those 2 different bass textures coming in. That's smooth. Excellent job. Let's I love this. Let's go in and find a couple more. All right, I think Jacob came back in with the updated username. Here we go. Jacob 4603. And I'm not typing in the right place. Cool.
I found him.
Excellent. Let's go ahead and look in here. Boom. Already following you, so I know you got bangers. Love the tight pants. Let's see. You said your mix was Adore You, CTTS, a remix. Let's get into it, see what's up.
I'm excited.
EDM Harry Styles. I already love it. I love it.
I like the inclusion of the super soft synth. Again, like I like when anyone does instrumentation.
Yep.
It's not easy.
And like same thing, Death Control, so easy, but taking that bass out for a moment to emphasize the lyrics just like cleared instant space. Like it feels good to hear.
I like it.
Oh my God, I was gonna say, I literally was gonna say like that'd be a perfect place to solo the vocals.
Yes!
Did it, nailed it. Yes, and then that groove comes back in so smooth. You hear that little, like, that high percussive sound? It sounds like a little tambourine vibe.
Oh!
Brilliant.
The Party Rock Anthem.
Was it you and I who were just talking about how Party Rock Anthem's kind of like a go-to because it actually slides so well into everything? Like, it just fits super well.
It makes anything a Party Rock Anthem.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, good shout.
I'm sure I could turn Gentle on My Mind into a Party Rock Anthem.
Okay, so I think we're gonna have legally we are bound to try that on stream now. So like we'll get to that in a bit. But yes, that was killing. I also loved that the Supersaw synth and the Party Rock Anthem lead instrument were very similar tones. So like that's another opportunity where you're connecting different themes that appear in your mix, which like I think it's important we say, Pooja too, that like none of this is necessary. Like it's just as fun going in and just button mashing and like exploring different genres and styles together. Cause like I found mixes that I love or bases for them that are really good. But if you're thinking like next level and really thinking about how do you craft and, you know, kind of curate a musical experience, you can tell that the people we're listening to have really put in the time to master deck controls. They know what their loops sound like. They know where that perfect vocal is going to be. Like this mute that just happened with Harry Styles, that tells me that this is somebody who was expecting that to happen. And that was a super intentional decision that was made right there. And like, oh, I could cry thinking about it. That's so exciting to see people really think about music as a whole thing. Yes, okay, that was excellent. All right, I'm gonna look for a couple other people. We've got Banana Peaches, who's been hanging out with us on FUSER sessions for a sec. Yes,
Banana
same,
Peaches,
right?
Shout out, yeah. I'm a big fan of Banana Peaches. Shout out. Shout out to everybody who came to watch me too. Thanks, guys. I appreciate the support. I have some good friends. But to my FUSER fan, Banana Peaches, I'm stoked to listen to your stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think Banana Peaches was in a couple co-op sessions last week, so it's good to have you back. And you said BP Sonata. Let's hear it. I love the title already. So that's a big fat plus, because again, aesthetic, title, it matters. It's about the thought. I'm shocked this didn't happen more. Never gonna give you up with synth bells. That's such like.
That's good. And then I feel that you see the satisfaction about to come in. That's like you know it. That's gonna be good.
So airy, like just ambient. That's what I think the word I'm looking for is.
Street Fighter Tango was a good choice.
Yeah, I love somebody that can master double vocal. With a little mud on the tires? You know I'm a big banjo fan.
These are all such like light instrumental choices, but like they're not instruments, not all of them. A lot of them are like synths.
Right, exactly.
I love Street Fighter Tango. Anyone who uses that song for anything automatically gets points from me.
I have a couple of those too. Like obviously if Donna Summer pops in, like it's a big upvote from me. All right, couple things to break down here, Banana Peaches. First and foremost, I love that you did the entire mix without drums. Like that, I think is an amazing way to sort of achieve that ambient mix. Because like once you put in that percussion, once you have that like heavy beat, like obviously it becomes a little bit different of a vibe. And like to be able to maintain an exciting and engaging mix without bringing something like that in, I think is impressive. And like for me anyways, and Pooja, I'd love to hear your perspective on it like I talked about. But for me, I think all the time about, okay, maybe I'm dropping a custom instrument in here that's not, it's not drums, it's not percussion, but it's very rhythmic. Like the marimba, even though it appears as like a vocal disc, it's still a super rhythmic thing. So you can still have some percussive elements without dropping a drum track in and totally shift like the music that's actually being made.
The other thing I liked about this too was that I felt like I think it chose the stage for you by default, but like it felt very right for that stage. And then the avatar, like this is such a cute avatar for like synth bells. Yes. Like it just feels like the right choice of like look for this type of music too, because your DJ vibe has to fit that.
Right, totally.
So that was the other thing too. It's like it just was like an overall very adorable, cute, like vibe, I guess.
That's a really good point. I mean, but it's funny because like I've said this a few times and like it's not funny, but I say it all the time because I think it is. Where it's just like FUSER is a DJ game, but it's also just like a vibe curation game. Like you're really just trying, and that's what music is, right? Is like I think all the time about like the most successful musicians I know aren't necessarily the best musicians. They're the musicians with the best vibe. Like it's really about how you make other people feel. And we talked about that too, that like FUSER's done this pretty exceptional thing, I think, with the people I've played with, the people I've come in contact with, that like it feels so supportive. It feels like they actually want me to be a better musician and they want to hear what I have to do. And it's not like, oh, my mix is better than yours, because like how can you even say that? Like, what does that mean? Literally, what does that mean? But it's like, oh, this is cool. I like this kind of music, or I like this. And then all of a sudden you're learning stuff from each other. And like, I know that that's like a very, you know, pie in the sky or whatever sort of plur perspective, but like it's real.
It's super fun in this community stuff because I think people are genuinely willing to help each other. Like, how did you do this? Or how can I do that? Or how do I make this better? And then the other thing too is people want to know, like, how can I make these kinds of sounds? And there's a lot of like good informational peer-to-peer content out there that shows how to do stuff, whether it's on Reddit or YouTube, Twitter. You guys have a lot of stuff on your like the actual FUSER website. So anything you want to learn how to do in this game, there's a huge community of people that'll help you learn how to do it too.
100%. I mean, I've said it 1,000 times, but I've gone into other people's mixes, and that's where I pick up some of my favorite moves. That it's like, oh, I didn't think about approaching transitions like that to get to the key that I wanted to, or I didn't think about using these instruments together because I listen to a lot of R&B and funk and soul, and so I never thought about how this rock track could fit into that in a perfect way, you know? But, okay, so first of all, I can't believe I wasn't following Nerdcore, my bad, and you've recommended that we watch your mix, I Let It Linger, which I actually have already seen, and I don't know how I don't follow you and was already looking at that, but it is one of my favorites, and it's pretty great. So let's get into it.
Excited.
I already know how I feel, but I'd love to see your response.
I like this.
Pooja.
Oh, I love this avatar dancing.
Oh, strong vibes. Just chilling.
But it's just your attitude. It's tearing me apart. It's ruining every day. And I swore I would put you in.
Oh,
Like,
he's playing the synth bells live.
I'm crying.
Was it just a game too? But I'm in so deep.
You know I'm such a fool for you.
You got me wrapped around your finger.
Oh, that distortion.
Yeah, actually, I need to bring that back a little bit because that is so nice.
That was cool.
Here we go. This is right here. That you.
And then how he like. Oh, that was good. And then how he's turning it down right now, like to take it out.
A little fade
The
out.
volume control is good.
With like, with these drums, like such a delicate percussive
So
instrument
that
too.
was going to be my feedback, was volume control, but then you really got it in there with the way you faded out Linger. So like that was great. Because I think that's the biggest thing is I want to see more people put in volume control because you can really emphasize certain parts of the song or certain sounds, and that's really going to make a big difference in how you listen to it or hear it too. It's what is more dominant and what isn't. But you got that volume control in there, and that fade out at the end was so beautiful.
100. I mean, like, I could not say enough good things about this mix. I truly couldn't. One, I love the cranberries. I almost just said a not nice word because of how much I love the cranberries. Like, I really love the cranberries. So obviously I'm a big fan of this either way. But the other thing was like, the vibe was so perfect. Like, who knew you could make the cranberries more gentle? I never knew that Linger could make me feel more tender. Like, that was such a nice and just sort of welcoming, soft vibe, you know? Like, that was so good.
Who knew it could be more romantic than it was, you know?
I would have thought it. If somebody said that to me, you know, a year ago, I would have laughed in their face. But everybody be sure to go follow Nerdcore MMA, and he also streams a ton. So get into the FUSER Discord, check out some of the different streams that are out there, because if you like quality FUSER content, you will be a fan. I'm gonna go ahead and head out here. Linger Lullaby. Right you are,
Yeah,
Ken.
Linger Lullaby.
Is that not the most perfect screen name, though? Because, like, so often they're right, and I'm like, right you are, and right they are, Ken. So let's me get in really quick. I just want to make sure that I'm not neglecting any of our family who are tuned in on Facebook, which Pooja, I know that you've spent some time watching these FUSER sessions on, so want to make sure we're taking care of those homies. I'm sorry, Lee, I see you. I'm reading your comments on Facebook. I really, really am. Also, what's up with the numbers? So as you know, FUSER is cross-platform, so we're able to find people in FUSER no matter what you're playing on, whether it's Switch, PC, PlayStation, or Xbox. But yes, I'm sorry, Javier and Lee, my bad. I'm here though. I've got, okay, a couple, ooh, Bunny Against the Machine. I'm interested in what that sounds like. And I think we're gonna go with Havo. Let's see if we find this here. Maybe, yes, all right, this looks like it. Follow right there. And let's go ahead to get, first of all, love the fit. Love how loud these patterns are. That is fire. Let's go ahead and listen to this mix though. It seems like it's already gotten some love, so I'm pretty excited to see what it sounds like.
Rhythmic Guardian.
Already, yes, I was just gonna say I'm a sucker for Rhythmic Guardian always. I love the bubbles with Rage Against the Machine. I'm dead. Ooh. Oh, I love those sexy vocals. That gets me. Woo! Slow down a little bit too.
Yeah, it sounds so different. Slow down. I like it. It's like a. I don't know how to explain it.
Right. I mean, this isn't, I think, like the original, or very close to it, the original tempo that Rage Against the Machine Killing in the Name is, which is 90 BPM, I think. And so, like, this is way slowed down, and I like it.
I like that the characters are also wearing glitter. I just feel like I'm matching the whole vibe of it.
Yeah, totally. Oh my god, this is like ASMR. And that's a perfect like ping pong between the two different vocal tracks.
Yeah.
I love it. First and foremost, I am a fan, and I'm not afraid to say it. Pooja, I don't know how you feel, but I am a fan of the double vocal. Like,
I am too.
I love it.
When you do the ping ponging.
Yes, exactly.
Because there's ways, like if you play this game a lot, you'll study or know that like certain parts of certain songs, they're not always singing, right? Like blah, blah, blah. Half of it is like different dance styles.
Yes.
Or Billie Eilish, part of it is just whistling, right? We talked about this last week, I think, too.
Yes.
And so like if you just study the vocals and you can get two vocals in there because you know.
Right, right.
Then there you go.
I mean, that's exactly what it is.
Earlier.
You know the vocal track well enough that you're not, it's this difference between somebody who's maybe playing for the first time. And like I said, this is an equally as exciting moment, but somebody who's playing for the first time, they drop something and they're like, oh my God, that works. I can't believe it. But somebody who's played a while, they drop it and they're like, yeah, that works because I chose to do that. Like I knew exactly what it was going to be. Right. Like I'm not surprised. I expected that to happen. And that's clearly like, you know, a minute where you're able to sort of layer those different elements. People ask me all the time, and I imagine a lot of them are low-key like meme lords, but some of them are of course asking like, can I ruin a mix if I just put 4 vocals on and let that ride the whole time? And it's like, you can, but you can also not ruin it and actually make it be something that sounds really good if you plan it well enough, you know? Like you said, if you drop the duh from Bad Guy at just the right time, it adds such like a little to whatever mix you're making.
And then the other thing too is if you time that with an effect, I've had it go like duh, 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 duh.
Right, 100%.
Or with like the loops, right? Like you can time it with the loop, and then that's where you get the ultimate amount of kind of creativity or fun, is when you can get those things in there.
Right. I was actually playing a little bit with that looper today, and it was pretty interesting. I'm excited to share with people what I made. I think I'm going to wait and explore with it a little bit more, but hang on the FUSER sessions and let's get weird with some effects. That's what I'm trying to do.
My favorite one to use it on is Stressed Out at the beginning, where it's like, wake up, you need to make money, right?
Yep.
But then like putting that on a loop, but because it changes with the song, it's like kind of scary because it's like the robot is saying over and over again,
right.
Wake up, you need to make money.
Let's see. All right, so we've got a mix coming from Dark Wolf Night, and I think, let's see. Oh my gosh, this person's been putting in the work, but these, all right, ooh, let's see. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Juice Mix because that's pretty, maybe this is with Juice, which I would love to see how people are mixing this in, because this is from DLC that literally just dropped today.
Yeah,
Also,
Lizzo!
Yep, that's my girl. Yep.
I love breaking beats. More dance music.
Same.
But she got Juice in there.
That's interesting.
Ooh, yeah, with map. I like it. Ooh.
I love the stronger drum beat. With hot stuff, you know that's a heart for me.
I feel like, guys, if you ever want just free hearts from Z.O.E, put in hot stuff. That's a cheat code in the game. And another cheat code is if you want a free like from me, then you put in some dance music in the game.
There you go. You know? I mean, everybody's not the one. Everybody has the one that gets them.
But no, seriously, don't actually do that. You should play what you want to play and not what we want to play. Don't make mixes for us.
But I mean, put hot stuff in it. That's for you. That's not for me. I'm trying to help y'all.
I guess I am trying to help you if this is a festival of music game. You put dance music in it. But
Right. All right, I love this person exploring so much with these different drums.
And the espresso drums. I love the espresso drums.
With the tape stop ending, you know I'm a fan of that. That's one of my favorite moves. That's my go-to end of a mix.
Yeah, and that shows that they've spent some time playing with the effects.
Exactly.
Is that tape stop is actually one that you can get comfortable with really quickly. Mm-hmm. And also, if you're playing and then you have you're faking a performance with your friends or for your kids or your family or for yourself even, tape stop is good because tape stop is an effect that DJs use, and then they jump on the mic real quick.
Yep.
And then they jump back off the mic. So if you ever want to just switch it up real quick, use a tape stop and then bring it back.
Yeah, I totally endorse that. It's also something that, like you said, it takes a minute to sort of get comfortable with, because there are times when you're using it where maybe you drop it a little unexpectedly, or at least it happens to me anyways. But when you do master it, you're really able to use it to your advantage. All right, let's see. This person told me they have about 30 mixes in here, so I think this is maybe just taking a minute to populate, because it's no joke. They've been putting in the time on these mixes. So let me breathe for a minute. I'm excited to see them though, so I'm trying to rush in.
Level 42 is impressive.
Yeah, obviously this person's been grinding and putting in this time. So let me go ahead. This is one of our homies who's watching on Facebook. This is a mix from Lee. So let's go ahead and see what you got. All right, they're already set with the effects and the levels pre-selected, so they know what they're doing.
Pre-planned, this is very strategic. And that's super, super good. When you're at that level, to be comfortable, to get it all queued up before you start.
Right.
That's the best way to have a successful mix is to have a successful plan for it.
I mean, I have so much to say about this, but I want to wait because it sounds so good that I don't want to talk over this even.
Yeah. I like the bass of Sitting on the Dock.
Always, of course. We love Otis Redding.
It's super soothing.
That's a snapshot right there.
The vintage drum, yeah.
With that sort of shuffle vibe in it.
I think that this is for this week's challenge, is the vintage drums.
So rock vintage, right on.
Yep. So I'm pretty sure this might be something that might inspire some of you guys for this week's challenge. I haven't done this week's challenge yet, so I'm looking for inspiration. Ooh.
That is slick.
It gets a heart from me.
I mean, yeah, 100%.
I've been giving him a heart,
but that, I mean, that's, you know what you're doing. There's really not much more to say to somebody like that. It's I could tell you exactly what I think, but this is a situation where what they do is good and right, even though there's no like objective right and wrong. And it's just like, they have a totally different musical perspective. Like, what could you say about that? They used effects, they used deck controls, they used great songs that sounded good together. They use, on top of that, keep in mind that they had limitations on what they even were able to create, and were still able to make something uniquely them. Like, that's great. That's it. I don't have anything else.
And I like that, you know, people shouldn't feel rushed even though it's only 32 bars of music or 64 bars of music. Do not feel rushed to feel the need to change the songs every like count of 4 or 2 counts of 4. Like, it's okay to like let it ride and bring in things one at a time. And that's something I really appreciate about this, is they kept that Otis Redding in there. They kept some elements in there and then just changed up little bits of it to make it an enjoyable listening experience. You don't, just because you have 32 bars of music doesn't mean you have to change something every 8 bars or every, you know, 4.
Right. I mean,
so
like 100%. And when you think about it too, it's like, we've said it a couple times, but giving your mix space to breathe, like less can be more. Sometimes it's the absence of sound that makes you appreciate it when the sound does come back in, you know? Like, that's a big theme in jazz music, where it's like, the one in jazz is strong because sometimes it's the absence of one that makes you realize where that one in the music is, one being like the first beat of the measure, right? So like, sometimes not playing it is the best way to play the one because you notice it's gone. So people that are able to make that space and like make you crave something almost, and then you make them want it, and then you drop it right at that right time, and like at the drop or somewhere in the middle of music, like that is, I mean, it's an amazing way to sort of build that anticipation.
And another thing too is like, if you don't know exactly what to do and you're fine just like with the way it is for a couple counts, jam out.
Yep.
Like let yourself jam out to your own music. Like let it play and just like enjoy listening to what you made. Because that's like, to me, the most satisfying part is like, I made that and I'm just gonna jam out to that for like the rest of like the next 32 counts.
Totally. I am going to go ahead and watch a couple more mixes, but I do want to make sure we get into some co-op freestyle so we have a chance to play with some homies before we're logging off tonight. Alright, I already love the mix of the two styles with the really hard Symphony of Death with the Sweet But Psycho.
Yeah, me too. I like that.
Symphony of Destruction.
It is like Sweet But Psycho, like there's that vibe now.
Woo! With the effect on that? Okay, that's fire. Oh, you know what, Pooja, I think we might be getting a little feedback from
In the background, yeah.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
I like this. And I like that they're, you know, manually dragging the disc into the right place. Like you know, it's like very orchestrated. But again, like not needing to switch a bunch of discs off, like just let it ride. But I think that was a good mix of Sweet But Psycho and Symphony of Death. I like that.
Right. I mean, even
because
like they titled it Symphony of a Psycho, and it would be, I mean, it would be fine, but it makes sense that they kept that Symphony of Destruction in the entire time, where it's like that is the driving theme behind this. This is sort of what you're listening to. Like, that's an amazing mix. Everybody be sure to go follow Dwayne Lancaster if you want to hear some straight fire. But I think that it's time for us to mix with some friends, because I actually want to get in and see what people are doing and mix in real time for anybody who's still tuned into us here on Twitch, on the Harmonix Twitch, where I see some people are in there, as well as Facebook, and of course some of the regulars that we see over on YouTube. Matthew, good to see you. James, what's up? Welcome. Thanks for hanging out with us. And if you want to participate and hang out with us on stream in Co-op Freestyle, which again, as we mentioned earlier on stream, is getting a patch that's coming as soon as tomorrow, which will include the ability to determine the exact lengths of your different co-op freestyle sessions, in addition to some free holiday content, and a bunch of other bug fixes, from battles to everything. So be on the lookout on FUSER socials, at FUSER Game, in the FUSER Discord, everywhere on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram even, for any news and updates as it pertains to the patch that'll be coming this month. So I'm gonna go ahead and show off my screen so y'all can all see my username, which is YesBazraKhan, or if you're searching for me, you can also look up Funway BAT1621. And we're gonna go ahead and hop into a co-op freestyle session and give everybody a chance to sort of hang out with me and Pooja and play something together. So let's I'll go ahead. Wait, let me show that one more time. Just in case people want to see it. If you want to hop in and you don't already follow me, be sure to hop in and follow Funway BAT1621 or Yes Basra Khan. I do quite like this look. I was going to change my avatar really quick, but
It's cute. I like it. Aww.
All right, if you like it, then I'm keeping it. And I'm going to go into a co-op freestyle session, and I'm going to start a private show so that I can invite the people who have just followed me and are playing. I'm going to go, I don't know, what stage do you want, Pooja?
I like Subastral a lot. That's like a personal favorite of mine.
Same. Subastral's great.
Yeah.
Let's do it then. Let's do it.
The other one, the Bingham stage.
Oh, Cherry Dipped? Yeah.
Cherry Dipped?
Cherry Dip's a good one. I love Bigums. That's one of my favorite promoters. I love Bigums and Basra Khan, so these are two good stages for me.
It's funny because like this game is supposed to be like anybody can be a DJ, but literally for me, I feel like this game is like anybody can be a promoter. Like that was like a real big takeaway for me. And I actually do like promote events and stuff. So I really had a big takeaway with seeing like Basra Khan and Bignums and even like Dissentor, because Dissentor is a CPA and I'm actually an auditor.
Yes.
Like something has to like pay the bills, right? Like no one can just like parties. So the fact that he was a CPA and I'm an auditor, I was like, oh my God, I relate so much to Dissentor, even though like, obviously we look different and he's a dude. But I really liked that each character was just more than like who they were. They had a story behind them, why they wanted to be a promoter, all of that.
100%. You know what? Actually, I got a little emotional the first time I played FUSER because Danny Humbles is from Ghana, and that's where my family's from. And never in my life have I seen that sort of representation of my family and my culture in a video game. And like, to not only see that, but for it to be a project that I have the privilege to work on, like, it got me a little funked. I really was feeling it.
That's kind of how I felt about Basra Khan, because I'm not Muslim, but she's brown, I'm brown, you know? And the other thing too is her storyline is that she's this like wild, crazy girl who ends up like, she climbs stages and ends up in the med tent. And like, I very much like relate to that, like ending up in the med tent at festivals on accident thing, because you just have too much fun on the adventure. You accidentally fall, you go on the Ferris wheel. Like, I don't know if I've ever gotten, you know, I don't need to say that on air if I've done it. Involving a med tent.
Yeah, hopefully you stay off the Ferris wheel, but it is so nice to see somebody like that represented in like a real way.
She's so open about being a fun, free person, and I think that that's something that like culturally women from like our societies, like the Middle Eastern or Southeastern societies, like we're not allowed to be fun, crazy women. Like, you know, we're encouraged to be very sort of repressed. And so to see like a brown woman like just go for it, like I love Basra Khan because I really like related to that piece too. Yeah,
who's like a worldwide headlining festival expert DJ. Like that's pretty badass. And I think that, you know, I mean, even somebody like Faint Shadow is specifically designed as a non-binary promoter. And like to see that sort of, like I said, representation. But the thing is like, the whole point of FUSER, and we've said this before, but the whole point of it is for everybody to be a DJ and for everybody to find a little piece of themselves within the festival, you know? So I think that that's something that sort of happens, that I know I've had that moment. It's nice to hear that you've had that moment, and hopefully some other people have a chance to sort of find some of their own identity or you know, whatever they feel connected to within FUSER.
Even TK Sun, man, even the final
Yes! Oh my God, that's low-key my favorite promoter other than Danny Humbles, maybe. But Pooja, I just invited you to a private session, so if you want to go ahead and join this, then we'll open it up to some of our other friends who want to hop in and get into co-op freestyle with us. I see that UEG Spartan 300 just joined us. Good to see you. You missed some pretty fire mixes that we were going over and evaluating today, but it's okay. We can do it again next week. So one thing to note, be sure to tune into the FUSER session next week. We're going to be hosting it with a few different special guests from Harmonix, some people that had a lot to do with the game and have some pretty interesting perspective to bring to the table. So make sure you tune in. We'll be playing, you know, again, we'll do some mix evals, we'll do some events, go over some missions for that, as well as hop in and actually play some freestyle with everybody. And then we also have something super special to announce that is super exciting, that we were actually nominated for a couple PlayStation Blog Awards. Yes, this was super thrilling. Thank you. Shout out to our team who worked their butts off and you know, made a game that was worthy of that happening, especially our audio team, because we've been nominated for both Best Soundtrack and Best Sound Design Awards at PlayStation Blog. So if you've yet to do so, go to blog.playstation.com, submit your vote for FUSER for those two categories. Because I know I'm totally biased, but I do believe we have an amazing soundtrack, and I know that we've got some amazing sound designers. and just an audio team that worked their butts off to get some pretty incredible technology into this game, as well as our music team that works real hard to get some amazing music that y'all can, you know, be playing with and hanging out with, bringing into your different mixes. So if you've yet to do so, like I said, get to that PlayStation blog and vote for a FUSER for both of the categories that we're nominated for. And in the meantime, I'm gonna go through, I see a lot of new friends on here, which is so exciting. Be sure, if you've yet to do so, to follow me, because I'm inviting people into a co-op freestyle session. You can either mix with us or you can just hang out and spectate. I'm gonna go ahead and invite some players here. Let me see if I can do that again, because I know I did see you up in chat. So I want to make sure, if I can, that I'm inviting you.
Yeah, I'm excited. Oh, Banana Peaches and Alan Ruck. We saw their mixes earlier too.
Yes, we've got some friends that submitted mixes that are actually hanging out with us here. It looks like they might have logged off. So thank you for voting, and we've got a couple people. That's fine, Spartan. I understand you wanting to chill and just watch other people do the work for you this time. You've been hanging out in a bunch of co-op sessions we've been doing, so we'll give you a minute. I actually am happy to see so many people joining, because I'm actually gonna hop out as badly as I want to mix, which, like, trust me, is so badly. I actually have to take it pretty easy because of my wrist at the moment. So I'm gonna join viewers. So whoever wants to hop in. Oh yes, Liverpool fan. I know those are gonna be good mixes. Wow, this is a stacked lineup.
I'm
Holy
scared.
heck. That is going to be great.
This isn't going to be easy. I'm not going to, we'll see. Are we ready to do this, Zoe?
I think so. I'm ready. I'm hella ready. I want to hear this. I mean, I know this is going to be good, so let's do it.
Let's do it. This is scary. I think I go first too.
Yeah, no, you've got some stiff competition. We've got some people. What's up, Sebastian? We've got some people on YouTube joining us now.
Do I have hot stuff ready and queued for when Zoe requests it? Like, let's see.
Right. You better. Oh, you got. Actually, let's see. You know what I'm asking for. Let's see. All right, I'm keeping my feedback positive. I'm gonna throw you some wizards because Pooja, you're magic.
That's cute.
I'm pretty
Good job,
cute.
Al. You go. I love it. This whole world is magic. That's why I love festivals and I love music.
Right.
Like, everything about this whole world is magic. I like that you taught me about that tap thing on the right. Because now, like, I'm really good at that.
Same. Like, I kind of like mindlessly just end up doing it because I'm always dancing along and like tapping along, and it's nice to have something to like occupy my fingers a little bit.
Yeah, same.
All right, I think Alan's setting a perfect example of setting somebody up for success. Like, I know you like all of these tracks, so like it's gonna be super easy for you to build on this.
Yeah, thanks, Alan.
Nice.
No, tranqui, yo perreo sola.
Yeah, that's like with the espresso drums, or excuse me, bass. And y'all know how I feel about the Get Busy drums. OPP.
I love it.
Yes.
See, that's where we overlap, is that EDM trap, like hip hop stuff. That's where we like have that similar music taste.
Right, exactly. That's true. And you know what? I really love dance music. Like, my brother's a huge EDM fan, and we're from Chicago, so like, you want to talk about good house music? He listens to hella house music, and he obviously is my big brother. So right. He inspired me to listen to a lot of house music growing up, and like, that's a huge part of my music taste. And like, I listen to more like funk and soul, but you know, if you invited me to a festival, Pooja, I'd go with you.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Do you catch my slick hint that I want you to invite me to a festival? Like, when are we, next summer, when things are safe again, let's go.
That's what we need to do, is throw a FUSER festival.
Bruh.
Yeah, I'm down.
I would love that. Oh my god, that would be amazing.
I feel like this would be such a good lineup. Me, Banana Peaches, you,
Right.
Alan Rock, Liverpool fan.
We could get a whole crew easy.
Fuser Fest. And now with this new patch, we'll all go back to back to back.
Oh my god, I would love to take like a trip to like Detroit and just listen to some good house music. Like good house music and just like a Fuser. Alright, so maybe that's what we plan next, Pooja, is our Fuser Festival.
Yeah, Fuser Festival. We have some qualified people to be on the lineup, but we have nothing but time to train.
That's true.
I'm just like jamming out with you in these sets, so I stopped doing the button pressing thingy, and I forgot I'm supposed to do
Yeah,
that.
right? If I'm not mistaken, I think this Fat Black and Awesome might be somebody that is a
Yeah.
friend of Harmonix
Yeah.
and like, hey, I'm so happy to see you.
I think that's the
Bro,
that's
don't-
my coworker at Festival Addicts. So he and I run a festival blog together called Festival Addicts, which is how we reached out to you all in the first place. Harmonix
Yes.
in the first place. We wanted to get involved with this game and learn more about this game because we thought, you know, festival addicts like us, people who love going to these things, needed something to fulfill their time and their mental health because we can't go to festivals right now.
Yes, 100%, 100%. And
Good job, Liverpool.
I think, you know, you and I talked about this, that is so important, that like, we love to talk about music, we love to chat about festivals and go into live music, and like, all those things are amazing, like, super blessed opportunities that we've had available to us, but like, we can't negate how important feeling supported and feeling a part of the community is right now. Like,
Yeah.
times are hard for a lot of people, and like, music can be healing, music can be helpful, and for us to be blessed enough to have something like this that's like an avenue for us to express ourselves and to share music, like, we're hanging out with some amazing people right now, creating together. That is something that can't be taken for granted right now.
Good job, Liverpool fan.
Yeah, great job.
That was good.
Yeah, Fat Black and Awesome, you let me know. As soon as it's safe to go to the beach, I'm there. I'm there. If you can get me, maybe we'll go to like Croatia together, go see some really good music on an island, go to a dope festival, and never come back? I don't know.
So in Europe, they can really get away with some amazing stages because of just like the laser laws and the production laws are a little bit different, and they train more too. You know, the best laser technicians in the world live in Europe. So it's those stages. Like Croatia has some amazing stages.
Oh my god, Croatia's got some dope. You know, there's actually a super dope hip hop festival that happens in Croatia that I would love to go to. I was actually really wanted to go, and then of course everything hit and got very, very different. But I would love to be on a festival, on a beach, probably like on an island somewhere, just floating around, listening to music, chilling with the homies.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
I just miss outside, and now you know we're all in the cold.
Right.
But I can't wait till it's not cold.
Okay, LA. Like, you're out in California. I don't want to hear it. I'm deep in the mountains out here.
Okay, I think we're good. You want to get started?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
We've got Alan back. We've got Greenstein here, who is
So
an old pro.
my outfit is based on Big Numbs because I felt like I wanted
Yes.
to get on my 10-year-old. And like that's how I feel. Like when I play this game, I feel like an excited child. So like the sweater is my jam. That's actually what I wear in my normal life all day is that sweaters. So I would wear that to a festival. You really should make clothes for it.
I respect that because I can't be wearing any dark color. I wear this to festivals because it's light like a sheet because I be dancing my ass off. I am sweating when I'm out at festivals, dog. Like, if there's live music, I'm dancing, I'm overheating, I need breathing room. You know what? I think this mix won because it had that fat hot stuff feature in it.
Take off all your clothes.
Alan, where have you been? You're fire at this. With the windy.
Ooh. Yeah. Encore performance. Let's do this. They're gonna crush it.
Alright, coming in strong with those drums out the gate. Ooh, I like the satisfaction with the sucker. It's like a weird sound, I like it.
Damn it. I think that's the way they win this game is they distract us from like
Right.
by like having a good mix. Like that was good. Wait, I'm supposed to be playing.
Yeah, right. 100%. Also, we've got UGE Spartan like taunting me with the idea of a yacht party with Idris Elba. Like, I know, and I would like to be on a yacht in Croatia with him. Like, that sounds great.
I'm telling you, in Las Vegas, underneath fireworks, like, that's the move too. Idris Elba, like, he plays a lot stateside. It's an amazing guy.
No, I mean, he's good. He's legit.
Okay, let's see if I can get undistracted.
You got it. I already know you do.
Boom.
Let's see. I know you can slay that.
Hip hop. Hip hop. I like the Get Busy violin a lot.
Get Busy violin and the drum loop from that, untopped. Shocking. Sean Paul made a banger. Never would have seen that coming.
Yeah.
That was slick. With those violins with Soulja Boy, that's nice.
Yeah. He has it all cued. Just change it.
Yeah,
all.
I see you getting ready.
She's like, get me out of there. I see you. Oh, she did. You win.
It's always interesting to me because I honestly like almost don't understand GDFR and Mi Gente. The lead instruments are so specific, but they slide so smooth into so many different styles.
The key to those is good volume control. If you
True,
get it,
true.
it's like you got it, because those are like really dominating sounds. Yo Pero Sola is another one that's like that. But if you get the sound right, ooh, it moves really well.
100%.
Ooh, distorted vocals. Good job. Good solo.
I love the smiley face. I just feel like it's so wholesome. Just like genuine small smile. Alright, so we've got a question coming in from Banana Peaches that I absolutely love, which, excellent job, Liverpool fan. Hot Stuff wins again. Did I maybe rig this game so that every mix with Hot Stuff wins hottest mix every time? I don't know.
Yes.
Hard to say. The world may never know. But Banana Peaches has a great question. Like, do we have any advice to give when it comes to what you should be doing when making a crate? You know what? I'm actually going to hop out of this party. Y'all can keep on mixing, but I'm going to go ahead and get back. So me and Pooja can talk about this because I really actually love this question. Because it relates to something that is what we've been talking about, which is like the deeper level of how you think about building your DJ set and building your crate, building your stage kit, like building your avatar even, like how you dress sends a message about what style of music you're participating in, right? Or trying to pay homage to. So there's so many creative decisions that can be made that affect your performance. When it comes to crate, I'll go over my rules, and then Pooja, I would love to hear your perspective on this, because for me, it obviously depends on the mood, right? Like if I'm going in and I'm thinking I'm gonna make a mix to record, most times it's like I have an idea or a theme in mind and I know what I want in my crate. So sometimes I'm like, oh, I want to do a funky mix. So then I'll find all the different bass lines, like Don't Start Now. I'll make sure that's in my crate. I'll make sure Funky Cold Medina is in there. Like something that's a little bit more soulful, Otis Redding, I'll put those things in and try to manipulate with effects. But if I'm going for a casual session, I just put whatever I want. Now, this is an important distinction because if you're going to battles, your crate matters a lot. It matters very much. Exactly. I mean, you know, like it'll tell you if you don't have all the different genres or styles or decades that you're going to need to succeed in battles. So like, battles, it matters a lot. When we're talking campaign or we're talking freestyle, one thing with campaign, sometimes it's chosen for you, right? Like you have only so many slots you can fill. So at that point, it's maybe you got a new song that you want to try out. Maybe you are just feeling the song and you want to listen to it one day. But I think for me, the thing that I gravitate towards most often is like, what is my mood for today? You know, if I'm feeling a little angsty, I'm going to put Rage Against the Machine and like, you know, some more rock songs, something that's got a little more grit and a little more angst. You know, Alanis Morissette's gonna be in my exactly like
ironic, yeah.
Yes, exactly. If I'm feeling a little heartbroken, maybe I put Linger in there, maybe I put some other songs, but it really is like my vibe that changes it. But the one thing I'll say in terms of like strategy is the more different textures you can bring into your crate, the more expansive your mix can be. Like you can cover more ground if you have Latin, if you have dance, if you have pop, if you have rap. Like being able to marry those those genres that juxtapose so much, like you can get a sound that is totally unique to the ear. Like it's cool to put rap with rap, but you expect a triplet hi-hat drum pattern with Migos, right? Whereas like if all of a sudden you put a country shuffle rhythm like from Jolene in that, it's a totally different sound that people are gonna be like, oh, like I never thought about it that way. But that was a long way for me to say how I do it. Pooja, what about you? What do you think about when you're building a crate?
For me, it's kind of the same thing, right? It's like your set tells a story. Your mix tells a story. So what story are you trying to sell or tell with your set? So sometimes it's genre. Sometimes it's instrumental. Sometimes it's like, I did one that's like, it's a poverty set, as in I picked all songs about being poor and all songs about the come up.
Themes,
and it's just like all themed. Right, so I do themes. I have one that's all based on songs that are in the FUSER user content generated guide as more friendly as in-game, just because I like experimenting with just those sounds.
Yeah.
So I think it really just depends on like what your goal is with what you want to experiment with. I think that's really the way I build a crate. And then I agree with you with the whole, don't think of it as like you have songs to pick from. Think of it as if you have isolated elements to pick from, right? Like I really want a whistle, so I pick Billie Eilish's Whistle.
Totally.
Because even though I'm not going to use any of the rest of the part of the song where it's like kind of dark, I just want a whistle without me having to make a whistle with the instrument.
Which you bring up a really amazing point.
You can do.
Yes.
You can make that whistle with the instrument.
Yes, you can make it, but even more, like something I love is you using snapshots, right? So if you are only using the lead vocal disc from Bad Guy, you don't need that disc to take up your entire crate. You can go into freestyle, take a snapshot of that and 3 other elements from 3 different songs that you know you want to include, and suddenly all those 4 elements only take up 1 slot in your snapshots versus taking up 4 slots for your licensed soundtrack songs. So like you have tons of options where you can have 24 songs and then, you know, a ton of songs in your snapshots or individual elements or pre-recorded instrument loops. Like you've got a ton of options for what that sort of looks like. So,
and I think that's something fun to do when you have some free time, is to go in freestyle and just make snapshots.
Yes.
Make snapshots and like make sure you kind of know what vibe that they are, re-listen to them, and don't feel when you're using the snapshots in your actual mixes that you have to use the full snapshot. You can just take elements from the snapshot.
Yes, exactly. It's not about, and if you really get heady into it, you can take a snapshot of somebody's mix, then drop that into your mix in freestyle, and then, you know, eject all the other 3 discs and then fill it with 3 of your own discs. And again, you're saving a ton of space, and it goes from having, you know, 24 songs to 8 more. So like, that's super helpful to have and of those 8 more, you're choosing all 4 elements. So like, you can get really into it, you know, if you spend the time, you know.
If you want to, yeah.
To that point, Pooja, I actually, before we log off for the night, I'm gonna head back into FUSER. I'll play one more of your mixes. You can tell me what you want me to play. Let me grab this one. All right, so I'll go in. I know I'm following you. Find you in here. All right, so let's go ahead, look at your mixes. Ooh, I did like your memes in the 90s one, but...
Yeah, so that one I did a lot of like effects, but it's not the most listenable one. But it's my favorite one with effects.
I'll let you tell me what you want me to play.
I don't know. You could do the FUSER Festival out. Either Tango Body.
No, it's totally this one. I'm sorry. I know I told you could pick, but I listened to this earlier and I love this one. You're right. This is the perfect one to end it on, because I feel like this kind of embodies everything we've sort of talked about on this stream so far.
Yeah. It's also the one that's most me. I like, in terms of my aesthetic of dark electronic dance music, this is like the most me.
Yeah, you definitely have the EDM elements in this. You definitely...
Yeah. I started with Street Fighter Tango.
Yeah, that's quintessentially you.
And Bloom too. I started off really light.
Well, it appears, just from I'm gauging how that timeline's moving on the bottom, it looks like this is a longer mix.
Yeah, it's a 64.
Exactly. So, boom. There you go. If you've got a 64 bar track, you don't want to build it all up in the first 16 measures. You want to spend some time. Exactly like you did just there.
Yep. So you want to put in things kind of one at a time, mix it around slowly, because you don't want to feel rushed to tell the whole story. And like allow people to jam out, or allow yourself to jam out.
Right, and I mean, like, this is at a pretty reasonable tempo, and it's 64 measures, so, like, this is about the length of a full song that you might stream on Spotify or listen to, you know? Like, you're really taking up enough space here that this is a full picture.
Yep.
And
it's
you're
almost
constantly
all game
evolving it,
music.
too.
Yeah, and it's pretty much all game music, because I actually really do like the game music.
Same!
Yeah, and again, as a fan of dance music, I don't need, like, word vocals to enjoy. Like, Rupture Academy doesn't have a lot of words in it. Black
Right.
Phosphorus doesn't have any words in it.
You know, was it your mix we were listening to earlier that you actually brought the vocals from Black Phosphorus in right at the top, and then it was gone? So it was like, I didn't miss not having vocals in because I had some spoken word, and then suddenly it was gone and it was about the music.
Yeah. And that's usually the type of, it adds like to a scariness, or I don't know, that's some dimension to music that I was going for.
Yes. And you're doing exactly what you've been saying all night, which is letting things breathe. You're not swapping discs every, 2 bars, or 2 beats. You're actually setting up a theme, letting it ride for a minute, and then introducing new elements over time.
Yep. I love Rotten Colossus.
Same. There you go, playing with your fade in, fade out volume controls again.
That's my thing. So this one I really just focused on like good transitions and good mixing, and I never had made anything 64 bars before. This is the longest thing I've ever made. So for me, it was just making sure I had something that was sustainable for that length of time, about 2 to 3 minutes, right?
Yes.
Because it's very different than doing a mix that's like 1 minute or like only 32 bars.
No, I totally agree, and I think that's a great first crack at 64 bars, because like I learned so much about you as a player here, right? Like I can gauge that you're a fan of EDM, that you know dance music well, that like you clearly have a musical mind because you built up to a drop and sort of let it get to that point where you're super excited, and then it just sort of flew into like this totally different rhythm. Like, you've been to a festival or two. Like I can hear a little bit about that, And it wasn't at like 157 BPM. It wasn't super fast.
No.
It was a little bit laid back. All right, so I think maybe we should play one more mix from the community, because I'd just love to hear somebody else's work. We've actually got a mix from UEG Spartan, who apparently left his left my name on one of his mixes. So let's get into that.
Hold on.
3 Honey. All right. Grab it. Right. Ooh, love the avatar. That is fire. With the reactive glow jacket. That's slick.
That hat is sick.
You know what? I've got one next to me right here. All right. Let's see.
Oh my god, wow, this person has so many mixes. Good job, UG Spartan.
Yeah, they know. Oh my gosh, for DJ Z.O.E? Bruh, stop. Y'all can't be doing me like that. I'm too soft for this. I will cry on stream. I'll do it.
It's gonna be hot stuff looped over.
Hot stuff on top of Lady Marmalade. Like, that's it.
Ooh.
No, they made it for me. We've got custom instruments and effects with like deck controls about to be used. I could like, oh my heart. I'm so happy.
Someone make me a mix.
Like, I love this.
Party with Pooja. Someone make me a mix. This is beautiful.
See, this is another lead vocal that's like not overbearing, not in your face, just smooth as hell. Woo, that was smooth. Boom, another reason to use audio effects. comment from She Plays. That's next week's challenge, FUSER challenge. Literally make a mix for Z.O.E.
I'm down.
I don't know. I might have to
Next
talk to
week,
some people about
Do it.
making that happen
You should.
because I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is so good though.
190.
Ah! This reminds me of a real song called Crazy Race by the RH Factor, and it's just where the horns play off of each other so perfectly that it could be busy, but it's not, because it's full, but it fits perfectly, which is what I'm listening to right now.
Aw. This is so good. I
With
like
the
double
strings
drum.
back in, yes!
Ah! That's not. Oh, that Groove on Lockdown bassline.
Right? What have I been doing? Why is that not in all of my mixes? Wow, wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow. I am so happy that we made that the last mix. I can't imagine ending on a better note than that because that was an amazing mix. Thank you for making it for me. That warms my whole heart. And I think, Pooja, that is selfishly because I get to push the button. That is this week's winner for Mix of the Week. Congratulations, UEG Spartan 300 for DJ Z.O.E. FUSER. Is my Mix of the Week, and I'm proud of it. So apparently, if you didn't know, all you need to do to win Mix of the Week is name your mix after me, and you're a winner. That's it. That's all it takes. I'm totally playing. I'm not that biased, but when you make a mix that's good, where like you're obviously thinking about themes, you're swapping these two instruments that are connected to each other, both sound good with the same effect, like that is, it's a brilliant mix. Like it's killing. So congratulations, UEG Spartan. Thank you for the love. I appreciate that. That's so dope. And like, thanks for making it good too, because don't be naming any mixes that are like whack after. I'm just playing. I'm really just playing. Name whatever mix you want after me. But as long as they're like, if they're that good, I'll be pretty pleased. Pooja, thank you so much for hanging out with me on stream today. I hope you had a good time hanging out with me in the community.
Seriously, no, it's like a dream come true. And like, you guys have done so much for me and the FUSER fam, like having you, like some people to connect with during the pandemic where we're, we can't go outside, we're on lockdown and, it's a big unknown. It's nice to have a consistent community to enjoy music with and enjoy new things with. And I really appreciate you all and all of you guys watching too. Thank you so much. Your mixes were amazing. I have a lot to learn. I learned a lot today.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
No, we're definitely going to be doing more of this.
On the FUSER journey. Yeah, I'm excited to keep seeing how everyone's going to improve in this game because it has so much potential.
Yes,
we're just really hitting the tip of the iceberg. We really are.
I mean, we're, I'm sure, going to have some more time to hang out either here on these FUSER sessions or some different content that we'll be unveiling as we approach the new year. But obviously, Pooja, you're always welcome at the FUSER sessions with the FUSER fam. I know that everybody enjoys having you here. I mean, you're getting lots of love in chat right now. So you know that everybody wants to hang out and just sort of make some music together. And of course, it's always... I love doing these FUSER sessions, but I love them so much more when I actually get to hang out with and talk with a community and people that like I say, you and me go back now. It's been a while. Yeah. So like, it's nice to just hang out and get to talk FUSER for a second. But like we've been talking about for a few days, like music is better when it's shared. And like to be able to do that with people that you can connect with and we sort of speak the same language because we're both music nerds and can just talk about this forever. But like to be actually able to hang out and play something together. And even though it's not, sweating on each other in a pit, like in the front row of the festival, like which I wish could be, but
that's still in our future.
It's true.
Go to a festival together. And if anyone ever wants to go to a festival with me too, I'm on Instagram. You guys can hit me up. I go to a bunch of them. I go to drive-in raves. Like I'm a social person, so when this whole thing is back, like
yes,
we definitely go to a festival.
Yeah, as soon as it's safe, I'm there. You don't have to ask me twice. I'm down to see live music whenever. A couple more things before we dip today. One, the patch is coming with updates to co-op multiplayer as well as some free holiday content. If you've yet to do so, be sure to vote for us for the PlayStation Blog Awards. We're up for 2 separate categories. I just posted the link in chat with the live polls. So be able to vote for us for Best Soundtrack and Best Sound Design. And if you missed it, be sure to watch this stream again with with Pooja and me because we were going over some different mix vowels. We'll be continuing that work next week. Unfortunately, Pooja won't be with us, but we'll be having some other special guests that we'll be hanging out with.
Excited.
But
I'll
of
be
course,
in the
Pooja,
comments, guys.
yes, I know you'll
I'll
be
be in
hanging
the
out with us
comments.
watching, and I'm sure you'll be back for a FUSER session in the future. So thank you for being here. Thank you for everybody who submitted their mixes to be evaluated on stream. We'll hopefully do some more of that next week as well. But in the meantime, I hope that y'all are staying safe and sane and as happy as you can be. And yeah, thank you, Pooja, and thank you everybody for hanging out with us.
Thanks, guys.
All right, y'all have a good night. We'll see you next week.
To everyone at home who dreams of being a superstar DJ, it's time to dream bigger. With FUSER, now anyone, yeah anyone, can be a DJ.